Happy Sunday fun to y'all. It's your boy X-Man 1991 coming to you back again with another sporting recap. Hope you all enjoyed my review of Killer Instinct. Be on the lookout for my next video game review coming October 25th. Before I do a recap of this college football game between the Warhawks and the Longhorns, here to give you my quick halftime report on today's NFL game between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. The Texans had a tough first half. They didn't score shit in the first quarter while giving up 2 touchdowns. Neither teams didn't score shit in the second quarter. Vikings leads 14-0 at halftime. I'll give the Vikings credit because they came to play. But will the Texans make a comeback in the second half? We just got to wait and see. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and do a recap of last night's week 4 of college football between the Louisiana-Monroe Warhawks and the Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns killed this whole game. They outscored the Warhawks by 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Then they scored a touchdown in the second quarter while giving up a field goal. At halftime, Longhorns 28, Warhawks 3. Longhorns outscored the Warhawks by 9 in the third quarter. After the third quarter, Longhorns 37, Warhawks 3. Longhorns scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Final score, Texas Longhorns 51, Louisiana-Monroe Warhawks 3. The Longhorns remains undefeated, 4-0, as the Warhawks drop to 2-1. The Longhorns' next game is taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Then they got October 5th off, and then October 12th, they go against the Oklahoma Sooners. Yeah, man. Congrats to the Longhorns. Who is going to stop my Longhorns? They won 4 games already. We about to make it 5 this week. The Longhorns did not come out and play. They already won 4 in a row. They're 3-0 at the crib and 1-0 on the road. Let me see if I'm correct. I should be correct. Yeah, they're 3-0 at the crib and 1-0 on the road. Keep up the good work, Longhorns. Wow. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Mike Henry, Jamie and Katie Filer, and the hosts of the Just a Little Shady podcast, Haley Jade and Brittany Edney. A link to their YouTube pages will be in the description down below. Now, the second thing of this rant. Today has been 30 years since Friends premiered on NBC. We all know this show centers around 6 friends in their 20s and early 30s living in Manhattan, New York City. The show was filmed at the Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, California. This show ran for a decade, for 10 seasons, 236 episodes, and 1 special, from September 22nd, 1994 to May 6, 2004. Months after the show ended, they came out with a spin-off series called Joey, where Matt LeBlanc reprised his role as Joey. Joey only ran for 2 seasons, from September 9, 2004 to August 23, 2006. The last time these 6 were together was that Friends reunion special on HBO Max, which is now called Max. That was also Matthew Perry's last on-screen appearance before he died last October. We have Jennifer Aniston as Rachel, Courtney Cox as Monica before she became Gail Weathers, Lisa Kudrow as Phoebe, Matt LeBlanc as Joey, the late Matthew Perry as Chandler, and David Schwimmer as Ross. Friends is still a good sitcom looking back on it 30 years later. This show pretty much got influenced by Living Single, which was the Friends before the Friends. This show was part of the NBC must-see TV lineup every Thursday with Grace Under Fire, Seinfeld, and the other shows that was part of that block. But I mostly tune into Fox's Thursday night lineup: Martin, Living Single, and New York Undercover. This is not the only show from the 90s or the 2000s that has one cast member dead and the rest are still alive. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air lost James Avery. Martin lost Tommy Ford. The Bernie Mac show, of course, lost Bernie Mac himself. The Wayans Bros lost John Witherspoon. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers lost Tweed Trang and Jason David Frank. It hits different watching Friends, noticing that Matthew Perry is not here anymore. But the show is still funny 30 years later. It's in my list of my top 20 shows that premiered in 1994. It's in my top 3. I believe my top 10, Sister was my number 10. Gargoyles was my number 9. Sweet Valley High was my number 8. Gullah Gullah Island was my number 7. New York Undercover was my number 6. Duckman was my number 5. All That was my number 4. Friends was my number 3. Party of 5 was my number 2. And Space Ghost Coast to Coast was my number 1. I did that video on my birthday. You can go back and watch it. My top 20 shows of 1994. The next time I do a live stream, I'm going to reveal to you all the upcoming lists that I got coming before the end of this year. But congrats to the cast and crew on 30 years of this amazing show. That's going to do it for my recap of last night's college football game between the Louisiana-Monroe Warhawks and the Texas Longhorns, and celebrating 30 years of Friends premiering on NBC. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next Longhorns and anniversary rant. And I'll be back tomorrow doing a recap of a 4-game homestand between the Angels and the Astros, today's NFL games between the Texans and the Vikings, and the Ravens and the Cowboys. And let me see, which match or segment can I reminisce 25 years of from the September 23rd, 1999 edition of SmackDown. Let me see. Oh, we can reminisce 25 years of a tag team championship match between the New Age Outlaws and the Rock and Sock Connection from the September 23rd, 1999 edition of SmackDown. Either that, or I can reminisce 25 years of Mark Henry versus X-Pac with D'Lo Brown at commentary with Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. Happy 30th anniversary of Friends, premiering on NBC, and go Texas Longhorns, #hook'em. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.